What's up, guys? It is Sam here, and I wanted to give an update on that three-family tax lien foreclosure property. Before I do that, I wanted to give you a little bit of context so you have some understanding if this is your first time here, what the fuck I am talking about. Several months ago, probably nearly 6 months ago at this point, 5 months ago, I met a gentleman who has a note on a property that he sold to some lady. It was actually his brother sold to this lady. His brother passed away. He inherited the mortgage and the note. The lady stopped paying. So what do you do at that point when somebody stops paying? Well, if you're a bank, you foreclose on that, or you just sell that to somebody else for a discount. More than likely, you're just going to foreclose. So this gentleman is in his mid-80s and doesn't have the resources to foreclose on this lady who is in the property who is not paying her bills. Not only is she not paying him, she's not paying her utilities and water and sewer bills, and taxes. So there's a couple liens on the property, and I offered to introduce him to some investors to see if they would want to help him out. And he didn't really want to do that, and back and forth for several weeks. And then he gave me the proposition of potentially acquiring the note from him and then foreclosing on the property myself. If you've been following along, there's a process involved. So before doing the foreclosure, I went and I was originally going to see about just giving her cash for keys. That didn't work. If you don't know what cash for keys are, essentially, if somebody's underwater on their property or they don't have the financial resources to do anything, offering a seamless, easy transition from the current situation to having money and be able to move into an apartment or somewhere else. So I offered her $10,000 to get out of the property. All of the loans, all of the liens on the property come up to be around $220,000. The property is worth, fixed up, and it's not in super bad condition. It just needs some kitchen work and some interior work. The exterior isn't bad. The electrical's not bad. The plumbing didn't seem to be bad. Anyways, the liens are about $220,000. The property fixed up would probably be between $230 and $275, in that range. So I offered her $10,000 to vacate the property, and because there's two kitchens that need to get put in, so you figure right there is easily 30 grand, depending on if I decide to do some of the work myself. And she decided not to go that route. So the next step in the process is to actually go through and foreclose. So there's different pieces that you have to have in place to be able to do that. And I'm sure as this progresses along, I will learn more. But I had to have the mortgage, which is the documentation that gets filed with the city saying that there's a lien on that piece of property. And then there's a promissory note, which gives all the terms and conditions and the amortization schedule of what is owed, the term of that, the interest rate on that, all the fun stuff associated with promissory note. And I had the mortgage, and I had the assignment of the mortgage. So the mortgage was originally done through this gentleman's brother that I know, right? He passed away, and the brother received the property through he was the executor of the estate. The estate assigns a fee or pays out fee if the person is willing to take that, or depending on the circumstances of whatever's going on. That was part of the fee, is he got the property, and there's paperwork that needs to be done that says, hey, this phone is now, it's not Sam's anymore, it's yours, right? And so that is called an assignment of mortgage. So the mortgage I had, the assignment of the mortgage I had, but I did not have the promissory note. This past Monday, by the way, today is 6/24. This past Monday, so I think it was the 17th or something like that, I received the promissory note. Amazing! Oh man, these terms on this note are pretty crazy too. 9.5% interest, but that's what happens when you do a. Let's see if I can pull it up real quick here. That's what happens when you do a private note with somebody, right? If you're doing it through an individual, it's probably much less of a headache to do the actual process, more than likely because it's not so bureaucratic and cumbersome like it would be if you went through a bank or something, because you're doing it with an individual. In order to be able to compensate for that, individual private loans a lot of the times can be higher interest rates. So this loan is 9.5% with a term of 360, which is 30 years, and she stopped paying on this. So now I have the assignment of the mortgage, which is what's filed with the city, and the promissory note. Now comes the fun part of finding a lawyer to do the foreclosure. Lawyers are just like handyman, it sounds like, through my experience so far, where there's not, just because there's a lawyer title, it doesn't seem that there's a tremendous amount of business acumen, or, I'm trying to be nice here, I don't think that lawyers are maybe the best business people, potentially. They're probably very amazing at whatever it is that they specialize in, but from a business standpoint, it doesn't seem that that's a strong point from the ones that I've talked to. The first one that I called never called back. I followed up with her twice. I never got a hold of her again, and that was no. The next lawyer seemed to be slightly interested until I started explaining about it, and then it was just like most people in life, they just want to take the easy route, and changed his tune to be like, oh, I don't know about that. And I want to work with somebody who actually gives a shit and who actually fucking tries. So that guy is on the back burner, still potential, but I want somebody who's actually going to give a fuck. Like, I'm going to pay you, but I want you to actually give a fuck. Like, care about what you do for a living. I don't think I will be going with him. The next person I called didn't even want to have a conversation unless I gave them a retainer, $2,500, and was not very friendly, was not very helpful at all. I was like, there's no way I'm going to give you a retainer if you don't even want to have a conversation with me. And maybe she's doing really good in business. I have no idea. I'm not sure how you get clients with that type of attitude, but I don't run her business. Another person that I reached out to was the original lawyer who did this mortgage and note several years ago. He does not do foreclosures anymore. That used to be part of his business, and he does not do that anymore. I did get a referral from 2 clients at work, and I reached out to one of them on Friday. They don't do foreclosures, so I got a referral to another one. So I have 2 more referrals. One of them I called on Friday, and I'm waiting on a call back. Another one I'm going to be reaching out to this morning, Monday morning. That is the update. I will keep you guys posted. I did not realize I guess you could expect it, right? Like I think of it as like a small, like say somebody in landscaping or a handyman where they don't get called back, or their customer service is not super great, or they don't really know what they're talking about. And it's this, and my expectation was that there's a higher standard with lawyers, and Doesn't come across that way even slightly. Not even slightly at all from the numerous lawyers that I've talked to so far. If you guys have any questions, let me know down below in the comments. Hopefully I can find somebody that I trust and would like to work with. If you have done any business, it is way better to work with somebody who you can trust and actually have a candid conversation with than with somebody else, in my opinion. It's much easier to get things done. Anyways, don't forget to press that subscribe button. Share this video with somebody else if you know that they are going through or could find value in something that I just talked about. Appreciate you guys. Peace.